I would just like to say thank you to deVeber for having me, as well as thank you for Linda and Hannah for encouraging me to talk. Angelina, your message today was inspiring. There's so many of us post-abortive women that need to talk so other people can feel the need to talk and make peace with a past abortion. I found myself at a pregnancy care center in about 2000. My abortion experience happened in 1996. So it took me, the denial stage happened from 96 to 2000, almost 4 years in denial about my abortion decision. Some of the pressures, or we talked all about that today. So a lot of the things that I looked at today where I could see myself in my situation in 1996. Now, some of the pressure points in 1996 were, I was in my second to last year of university. I had a steady boyfriend. You're a student, no money, finances. So all these things took place. But my boyfriend at the time, now, he was always there to support me. Now, the pressure point came from my parents. Now, the negative reaction, and Linda touched on that, your first initial reaction is exactly key to where you're going to head in your choice. And I would say the turning point in my decision, I thought I wanted to be a mother, and my boyfriend was there to support me, but my turning point was seeing the negative reaction from my parents. So the pressure was directly from my parents, and they, you know what, it was a suggestion made. So the choice and the pressure there, and all the factors, no money, you're a student, you're in your second year, last year of university, the fear factor, fear of the unknown, all came into play. But in my situation, I would say my abortion drew me to a faith, okay? This is very important because the turning point for me in healing was my faith as well. My boyfriend came to faith, and then I came to faith. So this all happened between 96 and 2000. So the period of denial is important, but also the faith factor helped me in the end to deal with my abortion experience. My boyfriend found faith in 96. So even though we both experienced an abortion, there was some healing coming to both of us slowly but surely. I found myself, another turning point would be, 2000, when I had my first child. Now, I stand here today, I'm a mother, a wife, and I have 4 children. And the boyfriend that I had, he's my husband today. So faith is a big factor, but also the local pregnancy care center is a big factor as well too. Again, when my first child, or my second child really, came about, that's when all the flashbacks of my 1996 abortion came back. So the birth of that child was a trigger to every memory I had. So before that, I would deny it. You know, it was uncomfortable, anxiety, fear about being pregnant and everything. But I denied it and I shoved it down. I went back to university. I went back to taking care of kids. I was a child care worker, working amongst kids. I wanted to be a teacher. So lots of things plagued me. Like, I was able to take care of these kids, but I wasn't able to take care of my own child. So there's so many factors. The denial stage is a long process for any woman. But it takes certain points where you're going to be triggered, which was my birth of my son. I have 4 beautiful kids today, but I had to deal with what was going on. Even though I found faith in 1997, there was no place for us to share our feelings about abortion, or no one wanted to hear the after effects of abortion. So when I went to church, a lot of people didn't know how to deal with it, and a lot of people said not to tell anybody. But for some reason, I found the local pregnancy care center in Brampton, Ontario, but they didn't have post-abortion counseling, so I had to go to the North York post-abortion program, and I went through a Bible study for women, Forgiven and Set Free by Linda Cochran, and that was instrumental. Being a new Christian, but also seeing how everything came together in the Bible study helped me deal with my own abortion situation. It was a long process. It's not a quick and easy thing because you deal with the death of your child and you need to grieve. You need to grieve that death. And that was a long, and you had to look at yourself, and that all took weeks and weeks of going down to Northwood Pregnancy Care Center with a trusted person you could get those feelings out. Now, I just want to say there's a lot of research that has to be done for the men because my husband was there to support me. So he also needed that grieving process and stuff. He's still dealing with a lot of that too, but I dealt with it through my Bible studies, but there has to be a lot of research and there has to be a lot more men to come and talk about how abortion, the effects of abortion on men, including those men that wanted to protect their children and wanted to be there for the woman. So in my case, it was never my husband at the time's will for me to have an abortion. It was the pressure associated with my parents and disappointment and the future, my future, and the fears we both, my parents and I both had. So a lot of my counseling had to also look at my anger towards myself, my anger towards my parents, and working through that weekly through the individual counseling I got at the North York Pregnancy Care Center. So basically, a lot of turning points was the birth of my son in 2000 and my faith that helped me move towards getting counseling from the North York Pregnancy Care Center. At this time, I feel called to be a voice for those post-abortive women that feel like it's this heaviness on them, but there is hope and there's healing. And I got that hope and healing through my faith and the Bible studies that I did. So there's a lot of help needed for pregnancy care centers. Like, they're not funded by the government. All donations are sent in by people that believe in them. So we need to come around them and support them because there's a lot. And again, pregnancy care centers are going to give you all your options. When I was counseled for my abortion, I was told it was quick and easy. I was basically, something was inserted in my body the night before, and I had to hand over $100. I recently had my wisdom teeth done, and I found I got more information on my wisdom teeth than I did my abortion procedure. So informed choice, there's so much around that. There's a lot women aren't told, and they say this is our right and our choice, but they're not giving us all the factors surrounding an abortion. And that is basically my story.